Power armor, one of the many great staples of Warhammer 40k. Could you imagine 40k without the Space Marines and their power armor? I sure couldn't, and that's definitely not because I'm a giant Space Marine fanboy who only thinks about Space Marines. No, that'd be ridiculous, I would never. But in the world of 40k, there's actually a ton of power armor variants, like, well, a lot actually. So many in fact, I'm only going to cover a handful in this video. Coming from part 2. But anyways, today I'll be sharing my personal opinions on which Space Marine power armor marks are yay or nay. But not from a power level scale, there's more than enough videos out there on that. My tier list is purely going off of looks because everybody knows that's what matters most, so let's get into it. Alright, Mark 1, the Thunder pattern. This is where it all began. It was used during the Unification Wars by the Thunder Warriors and for like the first 3 days of the Great Crusade by a few Space Marines until the Mark II came out. This one's not bad, it has that really goofy Warhammer charm to it, and the new art and models based off of it honestly makes it look pretty badass, but compared to the later marks, it's really no competition, so it's going in D tier, with love. The Mark II. Mark II is one of my personal favorites because of how it ties ancient and retro-futuristic aesthetics together with its knightly core but still futuristic looking design. To me, this and the Mark III perfectly encapsulate the idea of historical 40k and really sets the tone for the Crusade/Heresy era and just lets your imagination just like really kind of absorb and like picture yourself in it. I don't know. But A tier, you can never go wrong with it. Except minor pet peeve on the new models. I don't like how they don't actually band the armor over each other, instead they just engrave lines into them. But speaking of historical Warhammer, the Mark III, this one is my GOAT. It's the Mark II with its aura stats completely maxed out through the roof with a whole lot of extra ceramides slapped on that bitch and a mean looking faceplate. Like, good god man, look at that. Gives me chills. If I saw that in a dark alleyway, I would, I don't know, fucking die or something. But dudes wearing this look mean as fuck and the whole set just radiates solid chunk. Like I bet it's like safe as hell in there, but this just tingles my tism in all the right places, you know? Just like, look at that. Ooh. Especially when it gets all the bits and doodads added to enhance like the Space Crusader look or just give it more personality. Call me a glazer, but after seeing Death of Hope where I fell in love with it, I could just stare at this forever. Easy S tier. Gargle my nuts. Just kidding, I mean in a video game. But anyways,
my name is Maximus.
The Mark IV. The Mark IV serves as the transition from the ancient medieval looking armor to the modern marks and whatever the fuck you want to describe them as. I don't have much to say on the Mark IV except what makes it cool to me is how it came out since it came out at the peak of the Great Crusade when humanity's future was still looking bright before everything went to shit. It has a softer look to it, a tragic reflection of the brighter future that was lost, in my opinion. So that'll be going in B tier. Also, one of my favorite characters wears it, and Mark X wishes it had this much aura. Next!
What is that?
Mark V. This one is an interesting choice for me. At first I didn't like it because I thought it looked derpy, but more exposure to overtime has made me see the potential in the armor. However, I think the main problem with the Mark V is how it's used. When it's pasted on main character chapters all willy-nilly like the Ultramarines or Blood Angels / Dark Angels, it just kind of looks off with them, like as they have access to much better gear at a higher frequency even if it's still some other shit-ass mark. So unless it's on some grizzled veteran or some brothers stuck in a prolonged engagement and that's all they have left, I don't know, it just looks whack. But maybe it's just me. But in the case of lower budget scavenger marine chapters like the Carcharodons, I think that's where the armor really begins to shine. Mark V is a good set. I like how mean it looks, but I just think it's an acquired taste that needs to be used right to let its potential shine through, or it's stuck looking kinda ugh. So for now, the rating is C for cock. Now if that one didn't make you mad, then oh boy, this one will. Mark VI, the Corvus pattern, also known as the Beaky armor. It's technically the original power armor because the Rogue Trader came out before the lowers as slow as it is now, and that's what the power armor looked like back then. But now, listen, I know this one's going to be controversial because I think it's overrated. Now, I know that sounds bad, but that doesn't mean I don't like it. I just think it suffers the same fate as Mark V. It looks good in certain scenarios with certain units, but pasted all over, and it just kinda looks uninteresting, and it's hard to escape associating it with a certain Bart themed chapter, but I do like how sleek it is. C tier.
Holy Jesus.
Okay, here we are, the iconic Mark 7. When I first encountered 40k in the 4th grade, these dudes scared the living shit out of me because I was used to Halo Spartans and these guys were a change of scenery to say the least. But now years later, you can call me a glazer all you want, you might be right, but I think this is the golden goose of 40k armors. In my opinion, it isn't 40k without these angry fellows stomping around causing chaos. Plus, the Mark 7, you can smack it on any chapter at any time, it'll always look good. You just can't go wrong with it. Easy S tier. Enough said. Mark 8 is basically just the Mark 7 with a neck collar so bolt rounds or other projectiles don't blow out your fucking neck. It's a solid piece and looks cool with heavier marines like the Devastators and also the Deathwatch fellas rocket. That's pretty cool. But yeah, it's neat. However, I'll take the Mark 7 over it any day because I like my marines to live dangerously. The Emperor didn't raise no puss boys, so we'll go with D tier. For D boys. Okay, and then for Mark 9, there is no Mark 9. They pulled an iPhone 10 there, so I'll just swap this out with the Aegis power armor. I hope that's how it's pronounced. Now the Aegis armor is what the Grey Knights use, and it's got fucking all kinds of neat aspects, like how it's imbued with magic spells to protect the wearer from demons and other evil shit. But what's more important is how knightly it looks, and that's fucking cool, especially the Terminator variant, A tier. Before we address the final Mark 10 and all its something, consider using my affiliate code Rurik all caps at gfuel.com for 20% off your order. Okay, shameless plug over the Mark 10. Alright, the Mark 10. This is the newest armor in the setting, and it's something. Also, when I'm talking about it, I mean all the variants. All three of them. Phobos, Gravis, and Shobos. Despite having 3 different sub-variants, it's crazy to me how they're all just so meh. Like, there's no personality radiating from within. Like all the other marks, to me, have a personality or a charm that makes them feel alive and easy to imagine in the grimdark setting. But Primaris just looks extra cartoony and sticks out like a sore thumb, looking like brand-friendly, ambiguous dark space super soldier guy. But there could be hope. The newer models, specifically the new Space Wolf Yabibbity boys, I don't know what the units are called, do look cooler and more personalized, but the sauce is still lacking. But that's just my opinion. Who knows what the future holds, but it's still going in shit tier until it's not shitty. So, shit tier. The goblin has spoken. So yeah, all in all, Mark 10 you suck, and Mark 3 owns you, enough said. Okay, if you haven't already destroyed the dislike button, consider hitting that or hit the like button if you agree with me. Engagement is engagement. And speaking of engagement, if you want to share your high intellect opinion on why my preferences are wrong and yours are right, consider leaving a comment down below. Get very specific. I'm curious to see what you guys think. I try to read every comment, and even if I don't respond to them all. But anyways, thank you for your time. Consider using my G Fuel code, 20% off, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.